All right, hi everybody. Welcome back to the newest episode of the Gaifus for Laifus. I am your reluctant host, Daniel, joined by the other Gaifus in my life, Raul, Chris, and Gunner,
I was first this time. I
because
made it.
you showed up first.
I feel like I'm
Oh,
never
thank you.
first. This is whack.
Chris,
And Gunner's always last.
Chris, you know who you are.
Yeah.
You're number two in my heart.
Okay,
Remember?
I'll
You're,
take
my,
two.
you're my number two favorite white person.
Yes,
Oh, well, I was gonna say
I'm
first.
beating. Yes, finally risen up to
I
number
told
two.
I told him and David that, and Chris got heated. He was like, "Who the fuck is number one?" And I'm like,
It's pretty obvious.
Forgot.
he was ready to fight too. I was like, "I'm gonna need you."
I was a swing.
But yeah, so welcome back. I think is this did we take a hiatus? It's the weeks have been blending.
Last week was a break.
No, we.
But we
wait,
did an episode
yeah,
before
yeah,
that.
So we took a 1 week hiatus. Things were a little busy. I know Raul's brother RJ celebrated a birthday, so congratulations. He's now 12.
17.
12. This guy said 12.
6.5.
His anime opinions are that of a 12-year-old. That's why.
Yes. It's
That's
funny.
the truth.
It's funny that you say that because has anybody else seen Tokyo Revengers?
No, but I want to.
I mean, I've seen so many people post about it. I kind of know what happens.
Yeah.
I watched the first couple episodes.
So I was
It's a cool concept.
Mhm.
yeah, I was watching it
Oh no.
and it was good. It's like a good kind of how do I describe it? It's a good
Time
watch.
travel. Yeah, it's a good time travel anime.
Yeah, so it's a good watch.
It's a time travel anime, bro. I thought it was about gangs just fighting each other. What the hell?
So
Raul, you explained the premise.
yeah.
Maybe you gotta have to give Phil some backstory.
So the whole thing is, it's this kid who's like he's in his 20s, 22, 24, something like that, and he's just kind of living a normal life, dead end job, not going nowhere. He works at a supermarket. Kind of had no passion or ambition, and he sees on the news one day that this girl he used to date in middle school passed away, and it was due to gang violence. Turns out that the gang who was his old gang in middle school, they used to hang around that crowd, and what happens is he finds out he has the power to go back in time, and it teleports him back to his days in middle school, right on the day when kind of everything fell apart. So what he did was, him and his friends thought they were like hot shit and they were going to high school pretty soon, and they were like, we got to establish ourselves in the hierarchy. So they challenge this other group of 8th graders, right?
Yeah, these
Turns
are
out-
all like middle school kids too. It's not even
Yeah,
like
these are little middle school kids. And so what happens is they show up ready to fight. Instead, the big brothers who are like seniors come instead to fight. They get their asses whooped. They're basically, all right, you're gonna be our slaves now. You're part of the gang, but you're gonna do what we tell you. We're gonna make you fight each other. So it's kind of like Fight Club. Like they would just literally have them fight one-on-one.
Asian blood in, blood out.
Yeah, but against their will.
Mhm.
And so his whole thing is he runs into that girl that died, and he's like, eventually, like, I want to protect her. I want to do what I can to make sure she doesn't die in the future. So his theory is, if he climbs high enough in the gang ranks, he can kind of stop the feud that ultimately ends in her death. So it's him kind of, I mean, he's not a fighter type. He's kind of just the quiet kid, but he kind of, through the power of will, basically, like if you want something, you go after it no matter what. He wants to climb high enough in the ranks to kind of control to save her. Yeah. And it's super, there's not a lot of action. You get a couple of fight scenes. It's more like a drama, like high school stuff, kind of comedy. And he relates to it on like another level because he's in high school. He's got a girlfriend. I think he put this show like top 5, and I'm like, bro, it's not that serious.
He's ready, dude.
Yeah, he was ready to. It's like Gunner saying,
He's gonna
"Promised
come on.
Neverland."
Excuse me.
And he's like, you just don't appreciate emotional, like. I'm like, bro, no, it's just not
He's
that
he's
good.
that video of was it Billy from Billy and Man? He's like, am I the only one who understands
Cinematic
the cinematic
masterpiece. Yeah,
cinematic complexities of this
it's
Well,
movie?
apparently I am the only one because you all whack.
yeah, that's a good.
Promise Neverland S tier. There was no season 2.
Yeah, I think you're fine, Raul, until he bleaches. If he bleaches his hair blonde, and then we gotta
We got a problem. Yeah.
we gotta cut him off.
I will say that there are good episodes. Like I enjoyed watching it, but I mean,
It's
Did
not
you
the
know
best.
it's
thing.
nothing special.
Yeah.
Did you know it outsold? It was like the #1 selling manga in Japan for like a few months.
Really,
Like,
that's cool.
yeah, like it wasn't even like close. It was like it was like Patriots Rams in the Super Bowl that one year. You're like, that's great that everyone else is playing for second, but
Yeah, I love the characters. I love all the characters. They all have like their own attitude and personas, and it's nice. But kind of the plot is just kind of
Mhm.
time travel to your long lost girlfriend. You know.
it is a weird premise of like he's kind of like it's his middle school girlfriend. Like I would get like
Yeah.
I remember, but then again, like I've seen the episode. I don't want to like go too far into spoilers, but he bounces back and forth, right?
Yeah, he figures out how to go back to the future and then back to the past.
Yeah. So there's a scene in the future where like something happens, like, and he like thought he fixed it, but they're like,
Yeah.
nope, it's still broken. Like she'll still die.
Yeah.
He has to like go. Time to go back. I think that's kind of cool. To like he peeks back and is like, oh, did I do it? Nope. Okay, go back. That's kind of cool. I definitely think if people probably. I mean, good shout out to RJ for wanting to. He's like I'm not picking a shonen anime as my top 5. I have taste,
Something else, yeah.
but I think it's a nice change of pace from all the shonen shit that's been going
definitely.
on. But yeah, so what's new with us is Raul experienced Dungeons and Dragons for the first time.
That he did.
Yeah.
How did you like it, Raul?
Be 100% honest, bro. I was scared. I had no idea what to expect. I was like, are we gonna be summoning fireballs level 5 at each other? Like I didn't know what was gonna happen. And my brother was there. He said it best. He said, "It's not as nerdy as I thought it would be," which I thought was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. It's basically like playing an RPG, and you just play it like through words. So
Yeah.
that's cool. I had a good time. We stopped right before some action was about to pop off, so I'm looking forward to getting back in there and really playing with like what can happen and what you can do with your character.
Yep, we've had some pretty good adventures in regards to that. Yeah, so for those who don't know, I'm the DM of our friend group, and we wanted to get Raul involved. And it's weird now that I DM, it's all I really want to do. I like playing's fun, but I turn into what can my spin be on what I'm playing as a character. So I like to just DM now and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I was honest. And then on my end, I'm nervous because I'm telling you a story.
Yeah.
And if the story sucks, you're not having fun.
Yeah.
And so I think it also is good that Chris and Gunnar are also like experienced D&D players who've played with me and like other people, and Emmett too. So I thought it was a really nice balance of like new people and then people who've played before and kind of can show like, oh, this is what you can do and stuff like that. So Gunnar had to be the scapegoat, sadly. And
Yeah, I got shit on. I got shit on so hard.
But he did
That's
it to
okay.
himself.
I
okay?
definitely did it
Those
to
are some-
myself.
that's
But
that's
it's
my,
fine.
that's
It's fine.
95% of what Gunnar's D&D sessions are. So he does it to himself, and I'm like, okay,
It's fun though.
Um,
It is a good time.
yeah,
But yeah, no, like, cause thinking back to like the first time I ever played D&D, and like when you have like a whole new like everyone's fresh, no one has ever played before. You have like a brand new DM. It can definitely be a lot. So it's very much nice, like you said, you have some people that are fresh, you have some people that are experienced, and they kind of then like. And I thought it's fun. Like Raul really took off with his role playing aspects.
yeah.
And that was a lot of fun to watch and stuff. And I think overall it's a good experience because I think that's the most important thing is like when you're getting new people into like, well, really anything, but especially like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, you want their first experience to be a good one.
think too, because like the type of games I like to play are RPGs. I love RPGs. You can play like Bloodborne. I love
Yeah.
the Dark Souls series. So it
Red
was
Dragon
kind of
Age, all that.
yeah, it was kind of a lot of that. So like if you're into like shooters and you're not really into other stuff, maybe like you like playing 2K and Madden, it's probably not your thing. But if you like the RPG world and like open world stuff like that, definitely try out D&D. But you got to get I think the key too is you have to have a good crew, like a good
Yeah.
people around you that
Yeah.
are gonna be into it.
Mhm.
And luckily for us, Daniel actually does a good job from what I've seen being a storyteller.
Yeah, no, he's actually a very good DM.
Don't tell him that though.
Don't
Yeah,
tell them. I would never say it to her face, but
Yeah,
she's
don't worry.
actually a really great person.
Yeah, don't worry. I won't
That
write in
is-
my diary tonight that everyone thinks. So.
that is
Yeah,
my
I mean,
motto.
that's just part of the hard part playing or the fun part of being a DM is I can just fucking go off the deep end as far as I want, and that's what I try to do. Honestly, about 90% of that all was improvisation. Like 90% of what we all did was just me kind of making it up. I had like a concept, but that was me running with it and just seeing what worked. And yeah,
I think that's important too, to be able as a dungeon master to be able to freestyle, because I feel like you can have a plan, but I feel like if it to really make it like feel like a role playing game, and like to make it feel like your choices really matter, it's being able just to move on the fly. So, but Daniel does a really great job with.
it's fun. I love it. It's my not secret passion, but it's just something I love to do. So
I was also, I will say this, when I showed up to the table, I was concerned with the amount of dice I saw on the table.
To be
a godly amount of dice.
to be fair, you only need like 7 dice.
That's why.
Yeah.
But
There
lot more than
is
7.
the more you play, the more of an unhealthy obsession you have with getting dice.
I agree.
Yes.
I 100% agree with that statement. You just like
So
Chris showed up like earlier that day and was like, "I'm gonna go buy dice." I'm like, "Okay."
yeah. So
That
I
day-
meant we were
To
a
be
little
fair, I
late,
forgot my dice at home. I
Oh.
forgot my dice.
but before we
good.
do the next session 2, we're gonna go hit up the game shop, and you,
Pick out my
Kayla, and
own one.
RJ, yeah, everyone can pick out their
That's
first
fine.
set. I
Heck
meant to
yeah.
do it for session 1, but lunch ran too late.
What if I just what if I just order one on Amazon? Okay.
You could order on Amazon, but fuck Jeffrey Bezos. You gotta support local. So let's do that.
All right.
But you can. I mean, you have free will.
Well, I won't.
It's also a lot more fun to go pick them out because we go to this shout out to Crazy Squirrel in Fresno. It's a really nice the game shop.
Is
They
it
have all-
better than the one in Visalia? Because one in Visalia
10 times better, dog. Like the one in there's in Visalia, there's a game shop called what is their name? Gamecore. Gamecore's nice, but they're very focused on. It's really just a place to play like Magic the Gathering.
Yeah,
They do
we
other
have-
stuff.
Yeah,
They do other stuff too, but I feel like their main focus is like Magic. They have a bunch of board games and stuff, so they'll do board game stuff in the back. But
Yeah.
like I feel like Magic is the big scene right there. So like there's not really they have some dice sets, but not a lot of dice sets. And like some like they sell some D&D minis, but not a lot. And so I think Crazy Squirrel very much has a bigger focus with Dungeons and Dragons and more of the like the role
more
play,
table.
like
Yeah,
Pathfinder.
more table.
They have a
more
lot of
tabletop.
diversity there, yeah.
Yeah.
Like every night they always have an event of like something different.
Yeah.
Like
I
when
mean,
we
yeah.
went, there was Warhammer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so that's cool.
Yeah.
Just like so we're watching these dudes, right? And they're kind of in the older because Warhammer is a really old game. So they're kind of like leaning over the table and like they have like mats and stuff. And so Chris like leans in, he's like, "Is that Warhammer?" And then I see someone take out a ruler to measure, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's Warhammer for sure."
You can tell by the measure, the ruler. That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, no. I definitely recommend. It's always fun to go in. I'm trying to remember where I got my first set of dice from. Oh, I remember. I ordered online ChessX, which is a really popular tabletop dice making company.
Uh-huh.
they sell their poundo dice, which is
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's all the factory seconds, which are sometimes they'll have like in the manufacturing process if there's a misprint, or if another thing that's really common in with the factory seconds, because factory first is like that's their top quality. You buy a set for like 15-12 bucks, but like the factory seconds, either like there's a misprint with the number, or like during the process a part of it got dented, or the color scheme might have looked good in design when they were designing it in the computer, but after they printed it and the colors look, if they look trash, then they'll make them a fact, or like not as good, they'll put them as factory second. So you could buy literally a pound of dice, and that was the first thing I did, is I bought a pound of dice. And the nice thing is every set, every time you buy a pound of dice, they include one complete set.
Oh, that's cool.
So you'll still get a complete set, and then you just get a bunch of randos, which is so much fun, especially if you're trying to get your big bag. But that was the first set of dice that I got, and I was very happy with it.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
So this is my first time. So my character was super safe, kind of easy, not very intricate.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to hear the progression of your of Gunner's characters, because the character I saw the other day was wild.
Can we tell it as people who have watched him progress his character?
Yeah. Let me just so the character
which one do you want to talk about first?
Why don't you describe the one
Roscoe.
I have now, and
Roscoe.
then just you should start.
Roscoe.
No, wait. You need to start with my current character. Start with Ken Mura, then talk about Roscoe.
Ken Mura, the chicken handler.
Yeah.
Ken Mura, the chicken. Yeah. So each we have been very unlucky in the sense that we'll start a campaign, and then just we get busy.
Yeah.
Stuff comes up, and then we just kind of drop. So we're just constantly rebuilding our campaign settings. And I think the one with Ray was probably my greatest triumph, and I'm so sad that we can fucking finish that one. But yeah, so we went. So this one, which is this character's Jeff Thunderbird or whatever it is.
Ryan Thunderbird.
Ryan Thunderbird. Yes. Yeah, so
Ryan was it Langford or not Langford?
Ray Riftford.
Ryan Riftford, but he calls himself the Thunderbird as his gamer tag.
Yeah. So this one is pretty tame compared to the others.
Mm-hmm.
The last one we did was a high fantasy where Chris, Gunner, Jessica, our friend Emmett, and then our other friend were orphans. So they grew up in the same orphanage together. So it kind of had like a Black Clover vibe. And then our other friend was like the robot. So there's a race called Warforged, and they're kind of like androids. And he was their android like caretaker. So it was them kind of figuring out like how the mother, the nun who raised them mysteriously dies, and it leads into them trying to figure out what happened. And so Gunner's character was based off of Guts from Berserk.
Yeah, and I named them after Kentaro Miura, the writer, and the artist for Berserk. So his name was Ken Miura.
The craziest thing about that character wasn't so much the fighting, surprisingly, although warriors are pretty busted at low levels. But Ken's thing was he was into animals, and so he ended up owning a chicken. And I think I talked about this before we started the podcast. But yeah, he owned a chicken, and this chicken followed him everywhere. And Ken was kind of I think you had rolled low on your intelligence, and so he was a low. So he's kind of.
I rolled low on. Yeah, I rolled low on his intelligence
dumb.
what I did was because like the story of Berserk, like Guts is fucked up, and so I really wanted to make a character that kind of reflects like the mental like the mental trauma like someone like that would go through as an adult. So for Ken Mira, when he was not in combat, because he was a barbarian fighter. Like he had a little bit of both. So when he wasn't in combat, he kind of like his mental capacity was the same as a child. Like, so I made him like very dumbed him down a little bit and made him more childlike.
Yeah, it was a little simple.
But it's very simple. But when we're in combat, because he's grown up around combat, that's when he's like, okay,
When he's guts.
he's an actual person. So yeah, so out of combat, I was very.
Okay, so you know
Okay.
what the funny thing is? You know what the funny thing is when Gunnar explains his character
They sound
outside
really
the game, I love him. I think the characters sound awesome. And then you watch him play this damn character, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm losing brain cells every single second.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I've only had one session, and I agree.
Yep. But that's it. So yeah, so the big thing we had with this character was Chris played a character named Ace, who was named after Ace of One Piece.
But
And-
like edgy Ace.
Yep,
Like, if Ace was depressed the whole time.
Hot Topic Ace.
One
Yeah.
too many My Chemical
Who
Romance. songs.
actually
Yes.
actually was about to turn into a vampire. That was
Oh, werewolf.
No, it was a vampire. Oh no,
I don't-
both.
it was a
both 'cause
werewolf,
You got
yeah.
bit too.
Yeah.
God damn it, dude.
I
That
got
was
riggedy
the world
riggedy.
building on that. That was my Game of Thrones, man.
There
We
was
gotta
some,
bring it
yeah,
back.
we had some crazy times in
We
that
gotta
one.
bring it back. We gotta bring that one back. So yeah, so that was that one, and then I think the one before that
Well-
was.
Well, you didn't finish the chicken story.
Oh yeah, so he became attached to this chicken, and then the big debacle was
So this is the Gus. Wait, what's the guy's character?
Guts is he had
This is
basically
the
had
Guts
an
character,
emotional
okay.
support animal.
Gotcha.
The problem
It
is
was a chicken.
yeah, outside the
It-
game, Gunnar would play chicken sounds when I'm narrating the story. So I'm like trying to get hyped about, oh man, here comes like an ogre, da, 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 and then he's like chicken sound, like he'll play like not just like play chicken sound, but like loud as fucking possible.
He legit would.
And we all were kind of like, we're gonna kill this fucking chicken. Even me,
Yeah.
like, I have to be impartial, but I was like, I need to find a way to kill this chicken. And then I think Chris's character was like, I'm gonna steal his chicken, because you had like rolled low on a bunch of things. No, you saw another chicken, and then you rolled low, and so I was like, you think that's the
Gonna
same chicken
replace
that
the
you
chicken.
own? And it wasn't. His name's like Gary or something shit.
Yeah. And then so I took that chicken thinking it was my chicken, and then my other chicken came back. So then I had
Other
two
chicken.
Yeah, because I had two chickens. Their names were Carl.
Yeah.
Carl with the C, and then
And he-
Carl with the K. Was
And he
the
would,
new one.
so like in The Walking Dead, the famous scene where it's not Lincoln. What's his name? The main guy, Rick. Rick was like finds out his wife died, and he's like Carl. So that's how he would say Carl.
Carl.
And so we
Carl.
wanted Carl to die. We wanted
Hated that season, by
Yes.
the way. I'm just
That's,
saying.
Also,
we hated that.
wait, that was the prison.
Yeah.
No, prison was good.
I mean,
Prison's goaded.
just that scene. I mean,
Oh yes, that scene
scene
sucked.
was-
I agree
was
with
like,
that.
God damn, bro.
But I have to say the classic line, which is the comic book, is much better. But that's neither here.
But yeah. So and then I think I made my chicken's battle armor. I went to a weaponsmith
Yep.
or an armor smith, and then made him some armor for the Carls, and I was teaching him how to do like
The fight.
learn commands, and so I could use them in combat. That was a fun one. I missed that one a lot.
That's
Um,
fair.
I mean, we've had like little ones in between, but the iconic one that will live forever is Roscoe Thorngage. Holy fuck, Roscoe is something else, dude.
So
Oh.
Roscoe
Roscoe is
Thorngage,
actually the reason we almost got into a fight playing D&D.
we yes. I think we've told the story before on here, but it was a very heated we were trying to get stuff done, and Daniel got very
I was
pissed off.
trying to get
Oh,
stuff.
you were trying to get stuff done. I forget what we were fighting about.
Okay.
I
so-
was just trying to have a good time, but yeah, tell story.
No,
Tell story.
no, you weren't.
What?
Okay, so
What'd I do?
So one of our friends, his name is Ray. So basically, he is also a fan of Berserk and enjoys creating his D&D world to be very dark fantasy. I tend to make mine a little lighter, just because like there's enough dark fantasy in our lives. I don't need more of that shit. So So in his somehow we were trying to kill a witch who was sacrificing virgins.
Oh, I think it was a cult.
It was a cult,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so my character, so this is how you know it's a first time character, right? They're edgy. It's very Batman origin. My character is very Batman origin story, but he was based off of the Green Arrow. But so the TV show, there was a season where he actually joins the League of Assassins. So he would wear like a black outfit, and so his character in the show, his name was Al Sahim, which was Arabic. I just quotation mark for Arabic, so I don't get yelled at. For the arrow, that's what his thing was, and then that he becomes a disciple of Ra's al Ghul of Batman fame. So my character is based off of him, and so I think Gunner, you were like because we knew this girl was next.
Yeah, because we were trying to save the girl.
Yeah.
But we were like level 1s, and it was rough. You know what I mean? Like, cause we it was a whole cult, and we're trying to like every fight, like we'd fight like one of the cult members, or like we'd almost die, and there's a whole bunch of them, and I'm like, this is the point where we're trying to brainstorm for shit, and we find out that they're sacrificing virgins for one of the deities or whatever. So I was like, oh, well, why don't we just let the chick know, the person we're trying to save, and then Daniel's character could have sex with her.
Wow.
Yeah, like we could talk and say, hey, listen, if you guys have sex, you won't be sacrificed.
Okay.
And then we just walk out because yeah.
I was not about that, dude. And because I was like, it's not in my character, and I kept telling Gunner like back up, like you should like da da da. And I think my character at that point was stronger than yours because I was a ranger, and rangers are basically hunters from like Smite.
I think it was you were taller than me, and then you got you had very good strength.
Yeah.
So your rolls were very high, and you decided to, because I was like, well, because you were like, I'm not gonna do it, and I was like, well,
for the record, this is the way he's retelling this is he's making it seem like he was being calm and like oh, Daniel, here's the solution.
No, there was a lot of yelling.
Yes,
I will recall.
Gunner. He was being Gunner. And then I went,
what did I do?
No. Shh.
As an impartial party.
Yeah.
And both so then basically, my character, I roll it, and I go, my character grabs Roscoe and he throws him against the wall. And he's like that's not my, like, and my character like makes a threat of like, keep pushing me and like, I'll fucking kill you or something like that. So then Gunner gets mad. And so this is how you know Gunner's mad in D&D. He goes, yeah, that's what you want to do? Okay. All right. And then in the most like angry but not like it doesn't fit the situation, you start rolling dice, but angry. But he's like, yeah, that's what you want to do, and he like rolls it, and then like I think I rolled higher. So when you are fighting, when you're wrestling somebody, you have to see who rolls higher. Who person who rolls higher wins. So if you're the pinner, you continue to keep pinning them until they get out of it.
Yeah.
And so I just had him, and then I think I ended up throwing him or something. And so then
we go back and forth, and it just wasn't like it wasn't
going to Gunner's favor. So he was mad at me, and so I went, "Fuck you, Gunner!" And then he stood up, and I fuck this shit, and I stood up. And then like we like got in each other's face, and then I think someone was like, "We need to stop," and then we like relaxed, and then we came back later, and I was like, "You good?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good," and that was kind of it. But Roscoe literally made me and Gunner get into a fight. There was we fought so there's another race in D&D called the Celestials, and they're basically like lower angels, not on par with like Michael and Raphael and those guys. But so we end up fighting one, and so your character gets super lucky, and he's like, we're fighting over a pit of lava, and Gunner's like, I tackle him and I try and knock him off the platform.
Yeah. And well, because my character was I played a barbarian.
Yeah, and, simple characters.
I take offense to the word simple.
Can I just make a comment about that last altercation?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One, Daniel, you should just took one for the team. I mean,
that's what I
wins.
said. That's what I said.
Hold on.
Because I was like,
hold on,
okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is the second comment. Gunner, that was the stupidest suggestion I've ever heard.
But it would have worked.
It's both your faults.
Would have worked.
What a scenario.
We fight over that, but yeah. So that was what happened with that, and then so the big thing was so he tackles this angel off this platform, and they fall into the pit of lava basically, and somehow you don't die.
I get very, very. So I'm burning. I'm taking an excruciating amount of damage. I was in a rage, so it helped reduce. I was taking half damage, but my character was getting severely burned because if anybody's playing Minecraft, know you cannot swim in lava. So I was luckily I downed. I got a crit 20 on my saving throws, so I was able to live. But after the altercation, like we won the fight. It was I took one for the team, but after the fight, it was literally like Anakin after Obi-Wan hits him from high ground. Like I was a sack of potatoes. They had to take me to a healing church.
Wow.
We met a healing mage. We had to go on a whole journey to find a special herb to restore like my limbs and stuff. So for about 6 to 7 campaigns, I'm like little baby Yoda, like from the Mandalorian, and that's it. But like without the force powers or nothing.
Yeah.
Like they're literally just carrying me for like 6 to 7 episodes or for campaigns or whatever. There was that. What else did Roscoe Thorngage do?
When you burned down the thing too, the tree.
That was Chris.
That was
Wait, what did I do?
The first session we did, we were like in this big city, and we were like there's like elves and dwarves, and each of them had their own like
divided.
They were divided, and they had their own what's it called? Camp or like console.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah, but they had their own like location. You can go like an embassy. They had their own embassy.
It was
where you could go and like and you go talk with the elf side. You can talk with the dwarf community, and we needed some information. We needed to break into the elf embassy to get some information that we needed to advance the plot. So my idea was I will act like a drunken buffoon to distract all the gods. No, this is before he turned into a potato.
Okay.
So what I did was I got drunk. I took off all my clothes except my undies.
Or
not in life. Yeah, in game. In a game. Not in real life. But in game, I took off all my clothes. I was very drunk. And I just started running and screaming around. And I had all the guards around the embassy chasing me. At the same time, Chris's character, who was a rogue, was supposed to break in, get the information, and just walk out.
Yeah, just grab it and walk out.
And my defense is going great for so long.
It was pretty. And then I think you get caught, and somehow
I got caught by one of the consulates, and as I like somehow evaded him. Was making my escape, but they were shooting at me with something, and so to distract them, I like set the stairs on fire, not thinking it was gonna do so much. Like, I didn't think it was gonna do a lot of work. I didn't think it was gonna do so much work.
It ended up
burning the whole tree thing down.
And this is like an important in the story wise, we find out that the tree they use, it's like an old mystic tree that they use to communicate through the other embassies. So this was like a really fucking big fuck up, and it derailed the whole campaign.
To be fair, that rogue died that same session.
I think
he got one shot by an elemental thing.
Oh
yeah.
And then that was the start. That was when my druid was born.
Yep, RTO.
And then she died later. RTO, yeah, and then she died later. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Chris is famous for his characters dying very quickly.
Hey, but then after that was my fallen Asimar, and that's one of my favorite characters I've ever made. So.
Is that Ace? The first Ace? No, Lars.
No, his name wasn't Ace. His name was Lars. Yeah, Lars. Got that from Tekken. Rep the Tekken shirt.
Hold,
Yes, sir.
totally thought you said. I thought you meant that was the drummer from Metallica, but
No, got that from Tekken.
yes, we've had some pretty crazy.
Well, that also was the same campaign where we found all the cursed items. So
And that was
after, no, that was all of us. We found a chest full of cursed items. As this after me and Daniel were feuding, we figured out something with the coal. I forget how we solved that issue. Did we just walk away from it?
No, we just went and fucking killed him. Yeah, because Ray was cool. So basically, the guy who did it, and I'll do this too. If you have like a really cool idea that like is guaranteed to like kill something, like I'll be like, all right, that works. So I remember I was in the tree, and I was like Legolas, and that was when we had to like sneak into the base. Remember?
Oh, that was that. I thought that was a different one because I thought we snuck into the base, and then Chris's druid got marked by the demon dog thing that fucked us over again.
Yeah, that was because he let it free.
Thought it was there, but yeah. So, but long story short,
we have some pretty.
We came into a cave. We found a chest. It had a dagger, some gold bars, and then the chest itself. So I took the dagger.
I took the gold bars.
You took the gold bars, and another player that was with us, they had the chest. So each item was cursed. So the chest itself was cursed, and the first person to touch it has this attraction to it. They will not let go of it. And if someone tries to make them let go of the chest, they will freak out and try to get it, and eventually we'll turn them more and more kind of like
the Ring.
The one guy like the Ring from Lord of the Rings.
Precious.
Yeah, exactly. The gold bars, I forget exactly what the thing was, but it pretty much you had a stat like you were nerfed. Like, so Daniel was taking like -7 on like all his rolls for like, and he couldn't get rid of the bar. He tried to get rid of them and they just come back to him.
Yeah.
And then I had a dagger that would let me roll, and the damage die would be a D20, which is crazy. And I could use it, so it's really powerful. But the thing about it is, the more I used it, I eventually would gain bloodlust, and I would start to harm. Like, if I could attack our teammates, like I would go after Daniel's character, but I couldn't control it. It's because of the bloodlust, the rage.
Yeah.
And so we had those for 5 sessions.
Yeah, we had them for a while.
Yeah, it was a minute, but that was another thing that was really fun. Eventually, we found this thing, and we like threw them in this like orb thing, and all the cursed items fused together to create like an evil mimic boss.
Oh yeah,
we fought that, and that was fun.
Yeah, so I guess to sum it all up, good job us. But yeah, no, like it was cool to reintroduce Raul into the D&D community. I mean, obviously, me and Gunnar, and Chris have been playing for a while.
It's definitely like, we've had our bad moments, but I think that we've had so many good moments that have outshined the bad.
Yeah,
I think overall, we're at a point where you learn to like, okay, the little stuff you kind of let go, and it's really focused on just having fun.
Yeah.
Because it's a game, which is, I think, is good. So you're coming in at a good time, Raul.
So now that we have addressed Dungeons and Dragons, is there anything else? Have you guys watched anything you want to talk about? I watched the new Witcher movie.
Is it a movie or
Yeah, so it's a movie.
Okay, I should.
Super cool. Made me, not gonna lie, made me a little gay.
Hey, I've been there.
We've all got a little gay in us every once in a while.
Young Vesemir was way hotter than I feel like they needed to make him.
Wow.
Chris knows. Chris agrees. Chris saw the trailer with me.
Yeah.
The first
smoking.
Okay, you guys see my arm? You see that?
Oh, you got
One,
to
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Those mosquito bites?
8, 9, 10,
I did not get
11.
all, dude.
Raul's
For-
dying.
Hey,
So
those
for
are just my
context for
arms.
everybody,
Yeah, my legs.
yesterday we did a fantasy draft. But we had a fantasy draft party for we're doing a fantasy league, and after the draft we went outside to like hang out by the pool and stuff. And yeah, Raul got bit the fuck up. The bugs did not like him that day, or they
Yes,
liked
it-
you a little too much.
I guess
Did
they like
they
O negative
did they get bit?
type blood.
I got bit a little bit, like on my elbows and stuff, but like not as big and swollen as Raul. You're fucked, dog. Sorry to hear it. But that actually reminds me of a crazy story. Do you remember the track meet with the ants, Raul?
Yes. Do you remember that?
I remember that. Yes, I do. You should tell that story.
Okay, so me and Gunner, we did track together in high school.
No.
We
Beautiful.
were we did shot put and discus. So before every meet, we would have our team warm up where we would all like run a lap and we sit in a giant circle and do some stretches, some team bonding, some bullshit. So we were going to this. Was it Lindsay or
Dude,
Lemoore?
I think it was Lamore.
Lemoore. It's not a very big town.
Yeah.
No, smaller.
They're not.
Yeah. So their stadium is not the greatest. It's hot outside and it's like
Miserable.
yeah, it's early fall, late summer, still pretty hot. And we're doing this warm up, right? So we get through our warm ups and the meets start to go off and it's hot. It's like 90, 100 degrees. And out of nowhere, my back starts burning. Like it feels like it's on fire. Like something's wrong. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is happening, right? Turns out the whole time we were doing our warm ups and stretching, I was sitting on an anthill.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And these were like fire ant, like it was so the coach's staff is like, oh, what's wrong? Let me see. They lift up the back of my shirt. Just a ring.
Ooh,
A
yeah.
ring
Yeah,
of
these were
bites.
huge welts. Like
Like,
it was.
It was.
It took up
tough.
like like most of his back.
Yeah.
It was the craziest thing I've ever
It
seen.
was so bad I didn't even compete that day. I sat on the bench with a pack of ice in my shirt the whole day. The whole day.
EMS, because they have the ambulance out there in case someone gets injured. They rolled up with the ambulance and they checked them out. Like it was a whole big thing.
Yeah, it was tough. I was on fire.
Not in a good.
Not in a good way.
Wow.
So moral to the story: fuck them ants.
Fucking yeah, biggest
Fuck
biggest
them
all the
ants.
bug.
I I had a quick question. So I'm watching more animes with Kayla, and so far, let me just give you a breakdown of what she's seen so far.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she's watching Inuyasha on her own.
Yeah, it's so fun. Like, okay, I'm not trying to tangent away from you, bro, but I think it's I wanna do like a survey or something and understand why. Because Inuyasha is not like like there's some anime like okay that's a very boy anime and then there's a very girl anime, like you know what I mean, like not
Yeah.
gender thing, but yeah, Inuyasha just has this giant female following, and I think it's so
Because-
interesting.
Kind of like haiku, huh? Like haiku.
Yeah,
like, kinda-
Haikyuu just has a big girl following.
yeah.
I think for Inuyasha, I think I think it's really well done, and I think the main the main characters, Kagome, and she's it's like she's very a strong female representation, and all like Sango,
Yeah, there's a lot of
Kikyo, there's a lot of strong women in it, and I think that's like me and Jessica also are watching that, and she loves it, and when we talk about it, that's one of the big things that she loves about Inuyasha.
okay.
But
Makes
anyways,
sense.
continue, Raul.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to-
Yeah. So she's actually caught up on One Piece, and she doesn't watch a lot of anime. And that's,
Oh my god.
yeah. She
Dang, Gunner.
she's
Gunner
finished
got no
whole cake.
excuse.
She's finished Whole Cake, and she's on her way to Wano, which is basically she's an arc behind. She can catch up in no time.
Oh, that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah. So
He'd probably beat
Yeah.
Chris.
She's gonna
Probably.
beat me, dude. I'm watching so many other things right
Props on that, right? So
Yeah, there you go.
she's seen like Blue Exorcist.
Classic.
We watched Seven Deadly Sins together.
Mm.
The most recent thing I had her do was watch the first episode of My Hero Academia and the first episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. And because she's like, she likes horror and she likes kind of darker stuff.
now. She
Yeah.
loved Jujutsu Kaisen. Then.
Or she loves comedy. She likes lighthearted, funny.
Mm-hmm.
So
Too
that's why I said My Hero or Jujutsu. So I'm just gonna let you take a guess which one she decided to roll with.
Jiu-jitsu.
So,
Jujutsu Kaisen.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And we flew through it 2 days. She finished it. She loved it.
Dang.
And now we're on My Hero, and it's hard to compare the two because she loves My Hero because it's funny, lighthearted, good humor, characters are funny, but on the same note, Jujutsu, you know, a lot of women empowerment. All the women in the show are super strong, independent. She
Yes,
likes the
definitely
dark, like what do they do again? They
They're curse users.
cursed users. Yeah, the fighting off cursed.
Curse. Yeah.
And
just curses.
spirits and energies and all
So
that.
she
yeah.
really enjoys both of those. So now I'm stuck to say like, what should we watch next? And she's seen Demon Slayer already, so Demon Slayer's up there.
Have her watch Attack on Titan.
She will not. It's too.
Yeah.
Too gory.
Is it too
It's-
much?
Attack on Titan falls together too much.
Too much.
I mean,
By the way, I'm caught up. I was texting Daniel.
yeah, can we
Yeah.
All caught up.
He finally
Mind
caught up on
blown.
Attack on Titan.
Mind blown. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to take away from the
It's all
table, but
good. So yeah.
Holy
so
crap.
my thoughts were on Doctor Stone. No, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but that one's
Yeah,
good, like,
Doctor Stone.
lighthearted.
That's a good one. I
Well,
think.
okay, so if Attack on Titan's the end line for horror, how horror? What kind of? So movie wise, what does she like to watch?
Anything, dude. All of it.
There is an anime
She-
I started watching called I don't know if we can fucking find it. I think it's on Hulu. It's called Shiki, and it's kind of like Dracula. So it's vampires.
Oh yeah, we watched the. What is it? Sorry, I'm blanking. The Dracula series on Netflix.
Oh, Castle.
Castlevania. Yeah, she liked Castlevania too.
So Shiki's like that, but it's more like small town, like kind of like the book of like, oh, people are getting sick. It's weird. Like, what's going on here? Like, kids, people are going missing. So it's not like gruesome. It's just like if you've ever read Dracula or watched like Castlevania, then
Yeah, she doesn't mind gore or like, you know, blood and stuff. She just hates like emotional ties. Like, you know how like every character in
Oh.
Attack on Titan just gets murdered.
oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was like, if you like horror, then
Yeah,
Attack.
no, yeah. So,
Damn.
like, you know, first episode his mom dies and you're just like, yo, what the hell? So yeah.
That made me go. I
So-
need to figure out how this shit ends.
So
Dude,
like,
Attack on Titan was the first anime that one of my friends tried to get me into anime with in high school or in college. Watched the first episode, watched the mom get eaten.
you're
And I
like-
said, I told myself I'm never watching anime ever again. Took me another year to
Just
try
tough
it
one to decide
again
on.
to
Yeah.
actually like it.
yeah.
my first one, I think the first anime I watched was Sword Art online.
Oh,
First
really?
one I watched was Death Note.
Death Note was the first one I watched as well.
That's cool until you get to midway point.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah,
High
once
key
the
agree.
L or spoilers, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
If you haven't seen it, it's old. Hey, my first one was Naruto actually.
Oh really?
I
That was
'cause
the
I-
first one I like binged.
Cause I was just chilling and all I seen is my friends watching the Chunin exams. I'm like, yo, this is kind of dope to like fight. And I saw the Chidori for the first time. I was like,
I feel like everybody's first was Naruto too,
Yeah.
or not maybe not. A lot of people's are just because like I feel like it was everywhere
Yeah.
when we were growing up. You know?
it's the My Hero of our generation.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
not ours, but like that mid 2000s generation.
So my question is,
Um,
do I have Kayla watch Naruto next?
Nah.
what you
something
might
else.
have has she watched?
If you said the character type thing, I would say no.
Yeah,
What
that's
about
what I was
Tokyo
thinking. I
Ghoul?
just thought about that. We started it.
It's,
She actually loves Parasite. Parasite.
Oh, okay.
I was
okay.
about to say,
That's
they have you seen
good.
Parasite?
Yeah. Tokyo Ghoul was, I don't know. It kind of, we started it and we kind of forgot about it.
If honestly, what the anime is, the anime is the greatest.
Let down.
You know, in The Godfather, when he's like, "My boy, look at how they massacred my boy." That's it. First
Okay.
season, super fire. Everything else is Godfather massacre scene. So that one is a read. Definitely read that.
Yeah, that because like I watched all the Tokyo Ghouls, the anime, and season 1 makes sense. Season 2 starts losing you, and then like after that, like after halfway through season 2, I had no idea what was going on, and like it wasn't like it wasn't that like because I would rewatch episodes like 2 or 3 fucking times. It just did not fucking make sense story wise. Like they would introduce characters that we've never seen before, but we're like supposed to know, and kind of like that. Me and Daniel talked to it before. It's just because if you've read the manga, you would get it. But I'm like, I haven't read it. I don't know what's going on. Psychopath is a good one. That one, it's like it's a futuristic thriller.
Yeah, if you like, it's like sci-fi.
Yeah,
it's like Minority Report.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah,
that one's cool. Soul Eater. I forgot Soul Eater's like.
I just finished Soul Eater by myself.
Okay.
So what did you not like Soul Eater?
No, I like Soul Eater.
Excalibur is the best character. Fuck you, Chris.
Whack.
I don't want to say nothing.
Funny as fuck.
Excalibur is a character Gunner would come up with and not shut up.
Excalibur is the
truth. It's the truth.
I'm a fucking penguin who has god powers, and I like tea at 4:00.
This is happening. You know what? Chef? Yes. Fool.
That is the freaking truth.
So what I'm getting is consensus. Don't do Naruto next. Do something else.
It feels so cliche. I'm sorry.
I know. It's like when someone's seen anime, like do they bother watching Naruto, or you just kind of
like okay, so I teach, right? And God, like I get it, they're middle school kids. But if I have to talk about Naruto, fucking because it's all they want.
I've had so many kids ask me in the middle, not even my anime class, my world history class, can we watch Naruto? Yeah, if you tell me what that has to do in world history, sure. But until then, no.
Tell me the capital of Nantucket. Then we can fucking watch Naruto, goddammit.
If you can tell me every senator that was in rule when Julius Caesar was Emperor of Europe, then sure. Or Emperor of Rome, then sure.
Dude. Yeah, Naruto, like, I think my thing with Naruto is, and I hate being like the negative dude about it, but it's just like it's become a personality trait for so many like anime fans that I'm like, please stop.
Oh, My Hero.
I mean, I agree. I love My Hero, but yeah, I mean, middle school kids, it's a personality trait now. Like, I'm not gonna like tell them don't watch it. Like, it's awesome that they're watching, like, because it's good for like kids, like to push yourself past your limits, like to overcome family trauma.
Actually, what about Hunter x Hunter?
Yes. Daniel, you don't get to talk. Yes.
You know how I said. I'm not saying it. I don't say it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad.
Daniel, you don't get to talk.
Or hold on. So I'm gonna give you 3 options. So it's Hunter x Hunter. Because we watched Jujutsu and it's a short one.
Hunter x Hunter's long though. She wants something long.
So we're watching My Hero, which is about 100 episodes right now. Just not too much, kind of long. So the next one, we don't want it to be too long.
One Punch Man.
I don't know if she'll like One Punch Man. That's not her thing.
Does she like Marvel? Does she like the Marvel movies?
She watches them because I watch them.
Okay.
You know,
as you were.
Yeah. So, Dr. Stone. What did I say earlier? Hunter x Hunter.
Yes.
Black Clover.
Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is it's such a classic. It's so good. Like, so it's dark enough where it sounds like Kayla will like it. It's the perfect mixture of dark and light humor.
I think the same. Like the whole, what are they called? The dude with the cross and is it
the Phantom Troop.
The Phantom Troops. I think she'll dig that.
Yeah, she'll like the Phantom Troop. She'll like Kurapika's backstory because his is pretty messed up. She'll like
Killua. She probably like Killua's family.
Oh, I don't know why I said Kurapika. Yeah, Killua. Mm-hmm. She'll like Killua's backstory. She'll like the whole thing with Hisoka and his obsession with Corollo. Yeah. All that fun stuff. Yeah, I think Hunter x Hunter's goated. Oh God. Hunter x Hunter's goated. All right, Daniel, you can make your case for why you're wrong.
And I like the anime. Again, it's people are making it a personality trait.
You're wrong.
That's what, yeah. And it's funny because I just been like turned off by My Hero because
Mm,
like the whole, like you said, it's personality traits, the Naruto of this generation.
yeah.
But I'm watching season 1 again with Kayla, and it's good, man. I can't even deny it.
Me and Chris will fight on this forever, but I think the first fight with All Might, 20 fights to Nomu, I think
love
that's the best fight.
Yeah, definitely, hands down.
That's
that.
one of the best fights. It's not the best, but it's
No,
one of the best.
Wait,
fights.
which one's the best? I gotta know.
For me, All Might versus One for All,
Chris like
or
cried.
All for One.
It-
All Might versus All for One. I
Nah.
cried, legit.
Yes.
It's so good.
I just feel like the emotion and it was there. That first one, it
Oh,
just-
dude, trust me, that one is like top 3 fights for me. But
it's just not number.
if you
one.
want to talk about emotion,
I mean,
All
yeah.
Might when he's going through like the past and what?
It's
Oh,
true.
Do you watch it in dub or sub?
We watched sub. I'm sorry. Okay, so I understand. I watched the movies in English. I love the dub adaptation. They're good. Voice actors are good. Good emotion. You don't get the kind of like the meme-ness of the sub. Like when Jujutsu came out, everyone was like "Besto friendo." You don't get that in English. You miss out on a little aspect of it that I think is kind of fun.
Listen, I get it. Like I
hey, he's back.
I came back at the perfect fucking time. But
Did.
listen, some subs are very good, but I'm just saying some dubs like you can't sleep on. Like My Hero dub, I think is
Okay,
better
but
than
All
better
Might
than
and sub. He's hilarious. He'll have English lines that flow really well with his character, and you don't get that in English.
Dude, no, All My dubbed is so good too.
All Might dub when he does the fight. Have you watched the fight? The first fight
The
that
Nomu fight?
The Nomu fight.
I haven't
dub?
seen the Nomo fight in English. No.
Oh, dude!
Okay.
When
Watch it in English?
when the punch connects, right, that launches him at that moment,
Yep.
you're like, oh, he put all his shit into that. That was
Yep.
it.
Beautiful.
He
I
clenched his butt cheeks.
That was
I
just like he
definitely-
says in the end.
after this
100%.
podcast, listen to them side by side, or like one after another, and
Come back.
I'm telling you that it sells it for me. And then you're gonna get to another fight. Well, you've watched it already.
Hey, yeah, I've already seen it, but
Yeah.
we just talked about. Daniel and I think that season 1 Nomu versus All Might is the best fight in My Hero. Chris says it's All Might versus All for One.
all for one when he loses one for all, or all
He
for one.
points out to the camera and says, "You're next."
So,
That I feel like okay. Visually, I think the Nomu fight in season 1 is better.
Yeah,
But I feel like
Nuts.
story wise, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah, no,
like
100%.
and then like story wise, and then just like how like
what it
the-
meant.
what it meant, and watching it like because I was watching it weekly at the time, so
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
that
What
week
it- what
by
it meant
week.
to watch him do that, you're like, oh, like it's to know. It's like it's like when in the comic books when Superman and Doomsday fought, like it was they've met their other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like this isn't just like, oh, like we're gonna say this is like it. If he loses, it doesn't just mean the world will end. It's not. So
Exactly, that's how I felt.
yeah, I agree.
But
with
I
that.
think I think the Nomu fight is the best. But another fight
3-1.
that I really loved, that I think we can all agree, is the Overhaul versus Deku. I think that one. I think that one's really
Raul
good.
has thoughts.
I liked it better in the manga than I liked it on.
Really?
Yeah.
What didn't
I
you
did-
like about it in the anime?
So, they do this thing when the fight gets real intense. They dim the brightness,
No,
and I feel like it
Mhm.
kind of takes away the like the flashiness that could be there. Like,
I think they do it because of the flashiness.
Yeah, but I don't. I feel like it just doesn't work right. It doesn't feel like it fits that kind of.
well,
I think it
I'm
was.
just- if you
I don't think it was. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But
I was
that's not the reason I don't like it. I just feel like the impact it had to me when I was reading it, and the excitement it wasn't on par when I watched it.
So here's a question I have for you guys. I'm piggybacking off of Raul. So Raul, I'm gonna give you back, but I'm gonna ask this question. I want us to think about it. Maybe we can come back and talk about it next time. What anime has the best fights? This is a shout out.
Like total fights or
The best fight.
or the best overall fight scene.
We'll do best fight, which like the most impactful fight, and then like the bet, like you know what I mean, like it is like fights that you like remember, right? You're like, oh, that one was
Both of them for me would be Naruto. Both.
You didn't even think about it.
Nope. I already know.
Well, which fight?
Most impactful fight, Obito
Oh.
versus
Kakashi.
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 Yep,
Okay,
yep.
uh-huh.
Yes, sir. And then
Dude,
best
dude.
overall fight is Might Guy versus Madara. All day.
That's a good one. Have you
All
guys
day.
watched Fate?
Dude, Fate
Yes.
Zero.
Fate,
Zero.
all the fates. Truth.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. But
Naruto a little bit more, but yes, all the fates.
Shiro,
got you.
I would take Shiro versus Gilgamesh.
That's not even the best fate fight.
against Gilgamesh, that's not
It's
even
not
the
even
main
the best
one.
fate fight. It's not even the
Yeah.
best one. The best one, the
What is
best
it, dude?
fate, the best fight in any fate was Achilles versus Chiron in Apocrypha.
That's because you watched that Giga video where you talked about it.
No, do you remember when we were
I
watching?
remember, I'm just gonna
You remember how hype I was, dude?
Also,
So good.
try to watch anime with Chris. God, it's like trying to see your doctor when you have a fucking lump in your.
So good.
Meet you till next week. Oh fuck. Okay.
Oh yeah, that too.
I'll think about it.
That's a
those-
good-
those
that's a
are
good
Chris's
question.
were good.
Deep thoughts for
I
next
like
week.
the Fate.
Dude, okay,
one.
so I'll hold off because I already have an idea of what I want to say, but
Something in Promise Neverland. Probably not even a fight scene there, but
Hey, when he lit himself on fire, that was next level.
the best fight
know what I'm
scene,
talking about, but that was
the
good.
best fight scene between in Promise Neverland was between Gunner and the show trying to accept season 2. His inner turmoil was the best fight scene.
season 2 didn't happen.
Gunner's the one person I've ever met who's made promise to develop his personality trait.
It's good, dog. It's good. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I like how you guys won't. I like how you and Jessica won't read the manga. I'm like, just read it. It's better.
We are. It's just like, we're buying it. We're doing it book by book. She wants the whole collection and shit. So we're working on it. Listen,
Yeah, hold on. What
I'm
about?
waiting. Oh,
I
sorry.
really like Jujutsu Kaisen, the clap fight.
That was
That was nuts.
like
You
in
can't
terms
tell
of
me.
like big brain level shit. Like him explaining like I'm gonna tell her I'm gonna say it's a clap, but it's not the clap that causes
Yep.
it. I was
that's
big
gonna
brain.
That fight scene and the one and the last one of the season
Oh, with Nobara.
where Nobara like just freaking ultra instincts everyone. I was like, yep.
That made me feel. I was like, I'm both aroused and.
Oh, hold on.
Same.
Okay, you brought it up, and now it's like Demon Slayer episode 19.
Oh,
Nezuko's
Oh.
fucking strung up, and
That is a good one.
I would say does the Mugen Train fight, but somebody slept through that bitch. So
low-key, I should watch it again. Like the whole movie again.
It's on Funimation.
I've never even
so-
seen it. I think you should.
oh yeah, can we also do a shout out to? I want to shout out what's your school's name, Chris?
I think I'm gonna keep it confidential. Keep it confidential.
But I want to shout out the school Chris is teaching at because those kids are actually getting him to watch anime that I've asked him to
It's
watch.
true.
times.
I gotta start Demon
Yeah.
Slayer. I started FMA because of it. Yep.
Dude,
Also FMA, only seen 2 episodes. Insane. Love the show.
How long?
It's-
he told me
how-
this. I was like, can I strangle him through the phone?
You know how fucking long? Like, oh my, Chris, fucking hate you. dog.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Fucking
It doesn't
hate
matter. It's like math. It doesn't matter how you get to the final answer, as long as you get to the final answer. That's
He's
what
not a
matters.
math teacher, so he doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Also true. I will give you that. I'm just saying. Math
Okay.
is math. Math is math.
What was That's okay. Whatever.
Alrighty. Any final thoughts before we close it out today?
It's been fun. I know we killed the big hour with DnD stuff, but it's been fun.
Up is better, but continue.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Was that
Up
shot?
is better.
Ooh.
In general, you can have
Not in general.
specific animes
Not
or
in general.
English, whatever. But in
Ra-
general,
Raul's draft was the worst in our league, so his opinions don't matter.
that's not true. But
Well,
Is-
according to
Listen,
David,
hold
Dom's trying to recreate Catch Lightning in a bottle again. So
Dom, I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, that Greg Zerline pick." He was like, "Yeah, I was pissed off at the person who took it from me last time."
I think you're Von Miller's Chicken Shack, right?
Yes.
I faced Chris first round, first week.
oh Jesus,
See how much he talks
Yes.
after that.
$10. $10, Raul.
$10 bet right here
All
live.
right, for sure, for sure.
Money is down.
Everyone
will
here is
report.
witness.
We will report and let you know who wins first round.
Everyone
Fantasy
here bear
draft.
witness to that.
Raul
Yeah.
versus Chris.
we can do
Let's
that. We can
go.
just do- I was gonna say, dude, we can just do like first opening day or something. We just all meet up and then just do the podcast in person or something. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us if you do listen to this, let us know what you think the number one fight is in anime. And also, me and Raul have been talking about doing our own waifu tier list or our own top tens.
Oh yeah.
We will have those ready by next week. I am immensely behind on both my teaching and my podcasting stuff, so really embarrassed.
Life.
Yeah, life,
Okay.
life's busy, but we try and make it work. Thank you all for who's been listening. Thank you for sticking around. Keep watching, keep listening. We're gonna be trying to do new stuff, different things, and just really kind of expand here in these next couple of months. So just stay tuned, keep watching, and we appreciate the support.
When Gunnar says we're gonna try new things, I feel like we're in a relationship, and he's like, "Well, we gotta make it interesting. We gotta mix it up.
Got to make it adventurous.
Maybe we do it on the right side of the bed this time, not instead of the left. Like we always do."
Ooh.
If you're not scared, is it worth doing?
Okay.
Well, this was a good talk. I think I enjoyed. I think I enjoyed. I think
You think you enjoyed it? Nice.
Maybe.
I think I did too.
He's gonna have to ponder it for a little
Yeah.
bit,
I mean, it's up there. Deep anime thoughts.
Can we start talking about food?
In
I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna start asking questions like, "Yo, what's better, Habit or like A&W?"
Oh, dude, for sure.
Tell me easy like that.
Habit is better than A&W, but Habit's not better than like Five Guys.
About In-N-Out. Where do we rank In-N-Out?
Overrated.
Overrated.
Oh, but here's what
I got y'all
I
started.
agree with Chris.
Okay.
But it's because of how long we have to wait for it. It's the line.
Yeah, it's not worth the wait.
It's-
That's true.
It's an experience. You go there knowing you have to wait. You go there in a group of like 4 people in a car, have a good time. Just
That is true. I did go with David and Emmett once, and we were in the car for like.
Chris doesn't like to wait.
I don't.
I get it.
If
I mean,
yeah.
he got in trouble for driving the rallies too fast. So
It's
Yeah.
true.
That is true. But yes, next week we will talk. We'll have some food debates. That sounds great, and we will give you the right opinion because our opinion is always right.
except for Chris.
I don't
Except
think
Gunners.
that's entirely true. Wow. All right, except Daniel's. No
Mine is still correct. No one said
Alrighty.
one said
Alright.
Raul.
Well, thank you everybody. We appreciate it, and we'll catch you next week.
Everybody have a good
Bye.
Bye.